The Redmi 14C, Xiaomi's latest budget-friendly offering and successor to the Redmi 13C, is the most affordable new smartphone from the brand. Priced at around $100, it aims to deliver essential smartphone features at a price that's accessible to almost everyone. But is it actually worth the investment, or will it leave you wanting for more? Let's talk about it. When you unbox this phone, you'll get a complete package that provides most of what you need: a transparent TPU phone case, and a 33-watt fast charger with the charging cable in the packaging. Coming at a time where smartphone companies have decided to be stingy with their packaging and not include chargers, this is a very welcome move from Xiaomi. Starting with the design, the Redmi 14C is somewhat of a mixed bag. It's likely to draw varied opinions. The main point of contention is the large round camera module on the back. Some might find it beautiful, while others could see it as overkill. Personally, I think the camera module adds a nice touch, giving the back a more modern look. The back of the phone is made of plastic, but it's glossy, so if you're going for the black, purple or blue colors, be prepared for fingerprint smudges to appear rather quickly. If you're not a fan of constantly wiping down your phone, the green variant might be your best bet. It comes with a leather-like finish that could bring you some peace of mind. Now flipping to the front, we're still dealing with the somewhat outdated teardrop notch. If you're someone who cares a lot about aesthetics, especially when it comes to the front design, this might be a disappointment. Overall, I'd say the design and build quality of the Redmi 14C are fairly basic, nothing groundbreaking, but not terrible either. While I've seen quite a few people say they prefer the design of the Redmi 13C, I lean towards this one. It's functional and aesthetically acceptable for a phone in this price range. The phone sports a 6.88-inch display, typical of what you'd expect from an entry-level device. The large screen offers ample space for watching videos and browsing social media or scrolling through news feeds. This size is perfect if you love having a big display without overspending. Now on paper, the phone boasts a 120Hz refresh rate, which might sound like a big improvement over the Redmi 13C's 90Hz. However, this is where things get a bit tricky. When you dive into the settings, you'll notice it says up to 120Hz rather than a fixed 120Hz. And true to form, you'll only experience the 120Hz refresh rate in the settings app itself. Once you leave the app, the refresh rate defaults back to 90Hz. While this isn't a major drawback for most users, it's a bit misleading and can feel like a letdown if you're excited about a consistently smoother animation. That being said, it's still a shame for Apple, considering they're selling $800 phones without any fast refresh rates. And here we have sub-$100 phones giving us a taste of what could have been a smoother experience. But I digress. As for the display quality itself, the Redmi 14C comes with an LCD screen. LCDs generally have lower contrast ratios as compared to AMOLED panels, so while the colors and picture quality are good for a phone at this price, don't expect it to blow you away. Indoors, the display brightness is perfectly adequate, but take it outdoors, especially under direct sunlight, and you'll find yourself struggling to see what's on the screen, even with brightness turned all the way up. All things considered, the display is valid for a budget phone like this. My only real beef is with the misleading 120Hz refresh rate marketing, which can be a bit of a disappointment if you are expecting buttery smooth scrolling everywhere. But for everyday tasks like browsing, social media, and even basic gaming, it gets the job done. The Redmi 14C strikes a balance between handling everyday tasks smoothly and hitting some roadblocks when dealing with more demanding apps. It's powered by the new MediaTek Helio G81 Ultra processor, which is designed for budget devices. You can expect it to handle basic tasks like browsing the web, scrolling through social media, and using essential apps without much trouble. However, despite being a different chipset from the Helio G85 found in the Redmi 13C, there's little noticeable difference between the two in day-to-day usage. So if you're hoping for a significant upgrade, you'll be disappointed. In terms of memory, you have options ranging from 4GB to 8GB of RAM, both of which are expandable via RAM expansion. Naturally, if you want better performance, opting for the 8GB version will give you breathing room, especially when it comes to multitasking or handling slightly more demanding apps. Storage-wise, the phone comes in on 28GB and 256GB variants. If your budget allows, I'd recommend going for the 128GB version at the very least. This will give you more room for your apps, photos, and videos without running out of space quickly. And for those who still need more, it also supports a microSD card, so you can easily expand your storage as needed. In terms of overall smoothness, the Redmi 14C is perfectly fine for basic users. Navigating through the interface and using essential apps will be relatively smooth, and watching videos should be a good experience as well. That said, don't push it too hard. If you try to juggle too many apps or switch quickly between more demanding ones, you might notice a bit of stuttering or slowdowns. For casual gaming, the phone holds up decently. Games with lighter graphics should run fine, but if you're looking to play more demanding titles with high-end graphics, you likely run into performance issues. But to be honest, it doesn't even make sense to buy a $100 phone and expect superior gaming. The phone runs on Android 14 with Xiaomi's HyperOS on top. Now the software itself is decent for everyday use, but it's far from perfect. One of the main issues is the presence of ads and bloatware. Xiaomi has been known for preloading their devices with a ton of bloatware since time immemorial, and this phone is no exception. When you first boot it up, you'll notice a bunch of pre-installed apps that you probably don't need. The silver lining here is that most of the bloatware can be uninstalled. However, there are a few apps that you might be stuck with, which could be annoying. The ads within Xiaomi's interface are also something you have to deal with. While they don't necessarily interfere with usability, they can be a nuisance, especially if you prefer a cleaner, more minimalistic experience. There's been no talk from Xiaomi about software upgrades, but based on their history, expect maybe just one update. If you get two, it will be a reason to rejoice. The Redmi 14C's camera setup is pretty much what you'd expect from a budget-friendly phone. It's not going to blow anyone away with groundbreaking photography, but under the right conditions, it can take decent, usable photos. Now looking at the large camera module at the back, it might give off the impression that this phone is equipped with multiple high-quality lenses. But don't be fooled, it has just one actual main lens, a 50-megapixel shooter that can deliver good photos in well-lit environments. The other two lenses are 2-megapixel depth sensor and a 0.08-megapixel auxiliary lens, both of which are practically useless in real-world scenarios. As for selfies, the phone comes with a 13-megapixel front camera, which is an upgrade from the Redmi 13C's 8-megapixel lens. For casual selfies, social media posts and video calls, this camera does a passable job. However, in low-light situations, or when you need more detail, the performance starts to falter. I tried the portrait mode on the selfie camera and the results weren't flattering. Both the front and rear cameras can record 1080p video at 30 frames per second, which is standard for phones in this price range. That being said, the video quality is pretty basic. If you're looking to shoot higher quality videos, this phone won't meet those expectations. The footage is okay for casual use, but don't expect anything exceptional, especially in terms of stabilization, detail, or low-light performance. All in all, the camera setup on the Redmi 14C is geared toward casual users who only need to snap occasional photos for memories or social media. It's a reflection of the phone's affordable price tag. It performs well in good lighting, but struggles in low-light conditions and lacks any advanced camera features. One area where the Redmi 14C truly excels is battery life. It comes with a massive 5160 mAh battery, which is quite generous for a phone at this price point. For most users, this should easily last through a full day of use, even with moderate to heavy usage. Whether you're streaming, browsing, or playing casual games, battery life, quite simply, is not a problem on this phone. It's one of those features that gives you peace of mind, knowing you won't have to constantly hunt for a charger midday. The battery is powered by 18-watt charging, which is good enough for its price range, but for some weird reason, the charger that comes with the phone is a faster 33-watt fast charger. I guess this is good news for someone who has an extra phone that supports much faster charging. So, after all that yapping from me, the real question is, should you actually buy the Redmi 14C? Well, it depends. If you're currently using the Redmi 13C or any other new budget phone from the past year, then this phone really won't feel like an upgrade. There's not much here that will make a noticeable difference in your everyday use. But if you're coming from an older device, like say the Redmi 9C, then yes, this phone could be a worthwhile step up. It offers a better display, camera, and battery life as compared to other older models. Ultimately, this is a typical budget phone. It's good enough for casual users who focus on basic tasks like browsing, social media, and the occasional game. But if you're looking for a phone with excellent gaming performance or top-tier photo and video capabilities, you'll be better off looking elsewhere. The Redmi 14C gets the job done, but it doesn't go beyond that. If you're still on the fence, consider some alternatives around the same price point. The new Tecno Spark 30C, Oppo A3X, and the Samsung Galaxy A06 are solid competitors in the budget category. Both phones are priced similarly and offer features that come close to what the Redmi 14C brings to the table, and it's worth checking them out if you want to explore all your options. That's all for today guys, I'm Milan and this is Fuzitech. Subscribe.